nothing left in your wallet, then I have a man here who is going to veto any of those tax increases. Governor Tim Pawlenty.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate that very much. I have a basic question for you. You think you're taxed enough? Yeah! We got some folks in this Capitol behind me who gather about this time every year, now run by the DFL. They've already taxed you arm by an arm and a leg. Now they want to tax your organ donations. Can you believe that? I am not kidding. The DFL tax bill in this legislature, DFL leaders have proposed not only to increase every income tax bracket we have a low, a medium, and a high, but get this. They proposed to add a fourth income tax bracket, and if they did that, we would have not one, but two of the highest tax brackets in the top 10 in the country. Now over at the other side, over at the House, get this, they've created a whole list of stuff. They want to get rid of the deduction for your home mortgage interest. They want to get rid of the deduction if you give money to a charity or a non-profit organization or your place of worship. They want to get rid of the deduction if you have child care expenses. And they want, as I said, to take away the deduction for a whole variety of other things, including organ donation. And I'm not talking about giving the piano to the church. Now, my friend Phil Krinke mentioned we vetoed some bills last year, but we should know, last year I set a record for the most vetoes of any governor in the history of Minnesota. We are not going to raise taxes in the state of Minnesota. This state is taxed enough. But we need your help. And we got a lot of folks in this building, and they're advocates who come here every day. And they advocate for more spending, and more spending, and more spending. Get this statistic. Since 1960, when Elmer Anderson was the governor of the state of Minnesota, the average 2-year increase in state spending in Minnesota went up 19%. 19%. Now we've been able to dramatically slow that down under my watch, but this is a battle. And we need people to show up, and the world is run by people who show up. So I am very grateful that you take time on this beautiful spring day to come to the Capitol, your Capitol, the people's Capitol, and send your tax to me. Ronald Reagan said this: the government has taken too much money from the people, too much authority from the states, and they've taken too much liberty with our Constitution. Those words ring true today. Now we need a government that is limited. We need a government that's based on individual responsibility, that's effective, that's based on freedom, that understands and respects the Constitution. And we've got some folks in this building on the other side of the aisle who are a little confused about some of those issues. So they need to hear from you. And this rally is great, but stay with it. Stay with it. Please, stay the course. And one last thing I want to share with you. We got a state of Minnesota that we've been making some progress on. For every governor for 30 years has said, you know, we at least got to get Minnesota out of the top 10 in taxes. No governor ever did it. A couple of years ago, the Department of Census in this country said, finally, Minnesota got out of the top 10. We got down to like 11th or 12th. You know? We do not want to go back. And in fact, some of the things that Phil mentioned may have put us back over my objection. So let's make sure that we stay vigilant. Everybody else in this state right now is not living on increased revenues. Most of the people I talk to are having flat or declining revenues. So the message for this government is just like everybody standing here, just like everybody across Minnesota, live within your means. Taxes send a bill to my desk with that in it, it's going to get vetoed. Thanks for coming out.